Hey all, today I'm going to be giving you the top 10 most profitable DIY refurbishments. These refurbishments will either help you save a ton of money or earn a ton of money off a very small investment. You could do some crazy renovation that costs 10, 20 or £30,000, but it might only add 10, 20 or £30,000 to the value of the property. Or you could do these 10 DIY refurbishments that cost between a couple hundred and a couple £1,000s, and it will still likely add 5, 10, 15, £20,000 to the value of your property. But before we get into the video, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now let's get started. The first one on our list is kind of self-explanatory, but quite a fun one, and that's the demolition process. If you're buying a house that's in need of refurbishment, that whole process of taking off the tiles, moving the old furniture and moving it away, and breaking down all the cupboards, taking out the appliances, knocking through a few walls and all that kind of stuff can be quite easily done yourself for free or pretty much close to it, and can obviously save a whole load of money that it might cost to use other people. It's a great little job that you can do with a partner or a friend on the weekends. I'd also advise that you do the rubbish disposal yourself as well. A few £100s you can either rent a skip or rent a van and take it to the recycling centre or the dump. Most things you can also recycle completely for free. And it can definitely save a few £1,000s getting your workspaces ready for contractors and builders. As an example, a tiler is likely to charge double if he has to take all the old tiles off and prep the wall before he retiles it. Most, if not all, of the demolition process can be done on your own as well. You don't even really need that much DIY or practical skill, just the ability to twist a screwdriver and swing a hammer. Next up on our list, coming at number 9, is vinyl click flooring. Now this stuff is great because it doesn't stain, so it's better than carpet, doesn't really scratch, so it's better than hardwood, and it's waterproof as well, so you can use it in the kitchen. It's also really easy to lay. You just slot it into place and give it a whack with a hammer and it's in. Vinyl click flooring is also really great because you can get it to look just like actual hardwood. You can get that kind of woody effect in either kind of like an ashy grey or an oak or a darker mahogany, but for about a fifth of the price. Real hardwood is likely to take you around £50 to £60 per square metre, whereas vinyl click flooring is usually about £10 to £15 per square metre. And it's a whole lot tidier and cleaner to install, as obviously it doesn't require you to nail every little bit in, it just slots into place. This will probably set you back around £300 to £1,000 for the entire house, other than the bathrooms. But it can obviously add thousands and thousands of pounds, as if you go for something that's in at the moment, you know, kind of like a light grey style, it will really modernise the property and definitely be better than an old stained green carpet, for example. Again, I probably wouldn't put it in the bathrooms because people are likely to pay more to have tiles in their bathroom. I'd also be fairly sceptical about putting it in the bedroom as well, because a lot of people will pay extra for that nice luxurious soft carpet on their toes, and they don't really want cold wood to wake up to in the morning. Coming in at number 8 is just refreshening the kitchen. You don't have to go wild and completely rip out the entire kitchen, just change the faces on all the cupboards. You don't need to change the carcasses, just the faces with what's in at the moment, something like a handleless gloss or matte white kind of style. It might also be worth opening up the kitchen and knocking down a wall into the living room, because a lot of people are really liking that kind of joined social aspect of having the kitchen and the living room as one room, and are definitely willing to pay extra for that compared to having the kitchen closed off in its own little room in the corner. And therefore knocking down the wall for free and replacing the cupboard faces for like 50 quid a pop could definitely add thousands to the value of your home, because you're effectively giving it a brand new kitchen for about 50 quid a cupboard face, so I don't know, 400 or 500 quid all in. And again, this stuff can definitely be done yourself, even with a little DIY experience. You just change the hinges and the faceplates on all the cupboards and just swing your way through a wall. Next up is getting some of those sink toilet combination units. These are the things I'm talking about. Now these will probably set you back around 200-300 quid per item, but they look like they're straight out of a £1 million home. This will really help take your bathroom to the next level, as it can hide some of the exposed plumbing or just the awkward shaped room and make it look really professional. Installing these is actually even easier than a regular pedestal and basin combination as well. You just simply build the frame around the pipework and slot the sink on top and connect in the toilet. You could also get really fancy and use one of those sensor flushes that barely cost anything, and this will definitely give you the best looking bathroom on the entire street, and it will definitely help take your property to that next level. If you've enjoyed this video so far, be sure to comment down below what your favourite renovation is and what other kind of renovations you would do to a property. Next up is a really easy, really simple external clean and re-landscape. Simply jet washing all that moss off the roof and from the lower half of the building can make it look like it's had a roof replacement or make it look like a brand new property. Maybe fixing up the landscape a little and laying some new paving stones or replacing the mulch or bark chippings in the flower bed can also make the property look newer and more inviting and more welcoming. It's a fairly common saying that you won't be able to sell a property if you can't even get your prospective buyers in the front door. So why give them that bad impression from the start with a mossy roof and all that kind of stuff, when it literally costs £9 for a bag of bark chippings and pennies for a bit of water to chuck on the roof. And again, this is super easy to do yourself, unless you're afraid of heights, in which case I'll probably find a friend that's good on a ladder and good with a jet wash as well. Number 5 is replacing the door frames and skirting board where necessary. These two areas take a lot of damage over the years. They get covered in paint drips, they crack, split, and just look all round nasty. So therefore either replace the door frames and the skirting board or just sand it down, repaint it and recork it. This renovation will probably set you back a few hundred for the entire house, but especially if you've painted all the walls, it will make each room look absolutely brand new. This is really easy to do yourself, as you just pull off all the old boards with a hammer and bolster or a mini crowbar and attach on all the new boards with a hammer and some nails. Door frames are a little bit trickier as you need to be quite accurate with your cutting, but as long as you've got some pretty accurate measurements, you should be alright. Number 4 is all about light fixtures and fittings. Instead of having one big ugly chandelier or lampshade in each room, maybe opt for 4 can lights or flat LEDs instead. These are fairly easy to cut out and install yourself, but you might need an electrician to pull through some more wires. Again, these are fairly cheap at like £5 to £10 a light, but completely transform a room because they light the room more evenly, they're more brighter, and also there's nothing that gets in the way at head height to smack your head on as you walk through. Again, it's also definitely worthwhile replacing all the light fixture faceplates or the plug socket faceplates. These are usually the first thing that get covered in a drip of paint when someone's repainting, and they only cost like 50p to £1 each to replace. This is also definitely one you can do yourself. All you've got to do is unscrew all the old faceplates, make sure the electricity is turned off, unpick all the old wires, put them all in the new faceplate, attach it back onto the wall, and away you go. Getting pretty close to the end now, and coming in at number 3 is front door decoration. So many people say that the front door is their favourite part of their home. It's where all new home photos are taken and where neighbours and friends will first really pay attention to, as they're probably going to be stood outside for a little while before you open that door to them. Therefore, getting a new composite front door or just spicing up the current front door with a new knocker and some numbers can really just finish off a renovation project. And for a new knocker and some numbers, it's likely to only set you back like £20, so that's pennies to just add those finishing touches. If you've made it this far in the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and watch some of my other videos on property investing, just like this one. Coming in at number 2 is dressing up the property and taking some good photos. I can't tell you how many times I've come across an advert on Rightmove with a bunch of photos of an empty property, and it's not even just empty, there's like stains on the carpet, marks on the walls, and to top it all off and make things worse, all the photos are taken with like potato quality camera from like a 2002 Motorola flip phone or something like that. And then the listing just sits there for months and months getting absolutely no attention. And then the owner of the property starts to panic and drops the price of the property by £2,000 and then £5,000 and then £10,000. Even though the property was a good price, it was just that the photos didn't do the property justice and people looking to buy a property just weren't interested in that listing and just kept skipping past it. And in comparison, why do you think that the professional home builders like Persimmons or Beckley dress up all of their homes with a table and chair set, sofas, towels, dressing gown, soaps, even salt and pepper and oil and all bits and pieces like that in the kitchen? And it's because that's what sells homes. It shows how good the space can be used and how good the property can look and how big and spacious the property is, and it makes it look homely, and that's what fetches the highest values. Why do you think that Beckley don't just leave all their properties empty and leave some stains on the floor? Because that doesn't sell properties. Now obviously this is going to cost a little bit more than some of the other renovations on this list, because you're actually going to have to go out and buy a TV and a bed, table and chairs and all bits and pieces like that. But if you've been living in the property, you probably have all of that kind of stuff already. It might just be worth looking at the adverts from the professional builders to see what they put in their property that you currently don't have. And as you start to build your portfolio more and more, you will then have all of this equipment in storage ready to use for the next one. You won't have to go out and buy a new set every single time. And now finally, number one on our list is to reglaze the bathroom. If you don't want to go out and completely redo the bathroom, relay all new tiles and get new appliances and all that kind of stuff, but your tiles are starting to look a little bit worse for wear, and there's black grout lines all over the bathroom from where the water's gone a little bit mouldy, and the tub is starting to look a little bit scuffed and scraped, you can really easily and really cheaply go and buy a tub of glazing. This glazing can be used on bathroom tiles, ceramic, acrylic, so in the bathtub and in the sink, and it'll only set you back like £20 a tub. Just be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions and apply it as they say, and it should come out looking really good. And providing your bathroom doesn't have missing tiles or peeling floor or damage anywhere else in the bathroom, it can make the bathroom look brand new, all for like 20-40 quid, because you're making the tiles and the bathtub and the sink look brand new because it's all reglazed. Let me know down below in the comments if you think that I missed anything out. And as always guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to watch some of my other videos and subscribe to the channel and ding the notification bell. That way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.